the Carnivore Revolution.
Hi everyone, I'm Jess. Be sure to like and subscribe below.
And we are going to make an Oopsie cake.
I'm so excited.
Okay, so the recipe calls for, it's super easy. You probably have all the stuff already in your kitchen. It calls for 8 large eggs, and then you're going to separate the eggs. And then it calls for a pinch of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar and 1 8-ounce brick of cream cheese.
Got it. Got it all.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to separate our eggs.
Yes.
So we're going to put the yolks in one container and put the whites in the mixer if you're using a mixer, which Jess is not. So that's going to be the most fun part of this, is that Jess is not using a mixer.
I do not have any sort of fancy kitchen gadgets, so this is going to just be all elbow grease for making this oopsie cake.
And you haven't done an arm workout today, so that's good.
No, not today, because it's the morning here in Japan.
Right. Jess is in Okinawa, Japan, and I am in the United States in Virginia. It's very interesting. When we are going to do a video, we have to organize it in a way that makes sense to both of us, which is a little bit confusing sometimes. Because like when we were planning to make this video, we were trying to figure out when to do it, and it's confusing because it's Wednesday for Jess and it's Wednesday morning, and it's Tuesday evening for me. So we always have to clarify whose Wednesday and whose Tuesday it is.
So I get cake for breakfast today.
And we're going to have cake for like as a bedtime snack, I guess. If you haven't seen this recipe before, it's an unsweetened cake. So it's completely carnivore unless you decide to add like a little bit of vanilla extract. Neither one of us will be doing that. Oops, I dropped an egg yolk in. Okay, I'll get it out. It's okay.
Do you know why this is called an oopsie cake?
I don't. Do you?
No.
No, you're gonna tell me.
Should I make something up? No. If it was a mistake and they were like, oopsie, well, now we have cake.
And so I used to think that egg whites were kind of temperamental and fragile and that you couldn't like mess with them while you're whipping them, but that's really not true. You can actually add the cream of tartar to this recipe before even whip up the egg whites. I'm going to go ahead and add my 1/4 teaspoon. Cream of tartar is found in every, just regular grocery store. Jess was even able to find it at the commissary.
So I don't know if that meant that it was really popular or if no one uses cream of tartar here, because there was only one left.
But last time you made yours with a little bit of baking soda because you didn't have cream of tartar, and it came out like that. It came out good too, didn't it?
Still works with just baking soda.
That's awesome. So it's really, the recipe is a little bit flexible. That's good to know, because some people might get into making it and realize they don't have cream of tartar.
Okay, time to whip this thing.
I'm going to turn on my mixer. You go.
Oh, okay. Oh.
What are you doing?
I forgot to add my cream of tartar.
Okay, do it now.
Okay, 1/4 teaspoon. Teaspoon. Don't do a table. 1/4 teaspoon. Whew, it burns the forearms more than anything. My forearms, my veins are popping out a little.
I think I'm actually going to do mine as cupcakes.
Ooh, okay. I think I might try to do some pancakes today too.
Oh, what a great idea.
Almost done. We're almost there.
Got it.
It's peaking.
Oh yeah, that looks good. A couple more minutes maybe.
A secret that I learned with whisking it really fast, is I used to try to go in a circle, but then I realized that it's easier if you just go side to side in the bowl instead of trying to go in a circle, and it whisks it a lot faster.
Okay, so now it's time to add a pinch of salt, which I'm going to do a shake of salt in mine. So it just calls for a pinch of salt. So it's 1 8-ounce brick of cream cheese.
Okay.
And that's going to be mixed in with the egg yolks. So I'm mixing mine up.
First time I made this, I had just taken the cream cheese out of the fridge, so it was still like hard. So definitely don't do that.
A friend of mine told me the other day that you can just put that whole tin foil, that whole foil pack of cream cheese in hot water, which had never occurred to me before. When I'm making things with cream cheese that has to be room temperature, I just let it sit out, or I put it, I take it out of the package and put it on a plate and then warm it in the microwave or something. It never occurred to me that that whole thing is waterproof and can just sit down inside some hot water until it melts.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't think of that either. So this morning when I woke up, I made your bulletproof water, and the stove was still hot from the boiling water. So I just put it like in a pan on the top of the stove.
A good idea. Well, I just got home like literally 10 minutes before we were going to start this because my girls had volleyball. And so I came, rushing in and immediately just put it in a bowl of hot water, and it was completely good just now. So that's good. So you want to go ahead and preheat the oven?
Yes.
Okay, so the oven gets preheated to 300 degrees.
Okay.
And make sure to check it to be sure you didn't store anything in there, like a pizza box, like I do sometimes, because I've actually lit them on fire.
We're good. We're good. I've done that before too.
Now we're going to add that mixture to the egg whites and stir it together.
Okay.
Is yours all mixed up?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to put mine in cupcake pans. I've made it as a cake before, and I love it like that. It's a little bit hard for me to store because we have 6 people in our house, so our refrigerator is always really full. I've always got leftover meats. My daughter does her own meal prepping and has a bunch of those little plastic black containers stacked up, so it's hard for me to store a whole cake. So I think the cupcakes will be better.
And I'm going to make some of mine just in a cast iron pan that I have, because I don't really have any cake pans or anything, because I really don't have any sort of like cooking utensils, but this will work. And then I also have my little waffle maker. I said pancakes earlier, but it's a little waffle maker. So I'm going to try to make some waffles with them.
That's awesome. Are you going to do the waffles while the cake's in the oven?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So we'll go ahead and put these in our pans, and we'll check back with you when it's done baking. Okay, we're back. We have both baked our cakes, and I actually did cupcakes and a small cake because I had a little bit too much to do just all cupcakes with. And is yours done yet?
Yes, mine just beeped, so I'll take it out. And then I also made some waffles.
Nice, those look good.
Yeah. So here's mine, fresh out of the oven.
Look how pretty it is.
In a cast iron pan.
I love it.
And I also, while it was baking, made some whipped cream the old-fashioned way with some elbow grease. I put some heavy cream in just a protein shaker.
Awesome. Okay. So I went ahead and made my whipped cream too. Not the old-fashioned way. I made mine in my mixer, and because I made cupcakes, I'm going to go ahead and put mine in a pastry bag.
Ooh, okay. Mine, I like how yours is like the more professional version, and mine is like the budget-friendly version.
I don't know. We'll see. I've never done it like this before. I've made the cake a few times. I actually made a quadruple batch of it last week because we were going camping on Wednesday with friends who are kind of carnivores. And so I wanted to have enough for us to have like a little bit every day and then still have some on Sunday, for my birthday. And we didn't eat nearly as much of it as I expected that we would. And I actually ended up having to throw a little bit of it away. It was so sad. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pipe this on. I think, I took my cupcakes out a little bit before you took your cake out because they're smaller, so it didn't take as long for them to cook. So mine are pretty cooled off. I think cool enough that I could go ahead and put the whipped cream on some of them.
I'm going to try to make waffle tacos.
Oh, what a great idea.
Wacos.
So then I have a little cake too. Hi, Jared.
That's my husband.
He's gone.
He saw the waffles and he was like, whoa, I want some of those.
My husband would have left the room too. Kids are actually in the kitchen and staying as far away as they can.
Close but far.
Right, that's exactly right. Okay, so here's what it looks like with the frosting on my cupcakes.
Oh, that's so cute.
This is what the top looks like before that. So it basically looks like kind of a sunken in cupcake.
Mine looks like this.
Oh, those look great though. That's
definitely
awesome.
the budget friendly version.
That's right. Okay, let me get another plate out. Let me show you what I did to the bottom of my pan, because I have made this before and it really does stick even to a non-stick pan. So you have to use like a spatula or a knife or something to go around the edges. Even if you like spray it or rub butter on it, it still sticks pretty badly. And then what I like to do is I like to cut a piece of parchment paper the same shape as my pan, so it'll just come out. And then you can just peel the parchment paper off of the bottom.
Yeah, that's so smart.
Yeah, so the sides.
Well, I didn't do that. Let's see how bad mine sticks. I just put butter in my cast iron pan.
So my cake is still too hot to frost.
That's not that bad.
Oh no, that's great. Ooh. Oh, it sticks much worse than that in my non-stick baking pans when I make it.
That's crazy that it sticks less in the cast iron.
It really is. That's amazing. So you're going to take the whole thing out?
Yeah, I'll try to take it out and see if I can.
That's awesome. When I make the bigger cake like that, I like to make two. So you would double the batch. That's perfect. And then you would put whipped cream on the one that's done. And then you could put another layer of cake on top of that and then just frost it with your whipped cream, just like a cake. So we use about a quart of whipped cream per batch. And I have doubled the batch, and you really don't need a whole lot of extra whipped cream for that. So you can just kind of judge it. It really does take, close to a quart of heavy whipping cream to frost the whole thing and make sure there's enough whipped cream to make it taste really good. And if you want to double the batch, you don't really need to double the heavy whipping cream necessarily. You can just kind of gauge that on your own.
Did we mention that we cooked them for 25 minutes?
We did not. So the recipe calls for a 25-minute cook time. Mine was less because I made the cupcakes and my cake was really tiny. So if you're doing like the full-size cake, you definitely probably need that 25 minutes.
Yes, mine was 25 minutes. Exactly.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Let's taste it.
Okay. Super excited. I'm going to pick the one with the most whipped cream.
I'm going to eat a piece of cake and a waffle.
Okay.
Here's my piece of cake.
Bon appetit. So good. It has such a cake texture. Really yummy. Does it taste a little bit different than the cake because of the shape of it?
It's a little, the waffle is a little more dense. And the cake is a little more airy.
Really interesting. I'll have to try the waffles. I wish I'd have saved some of it. I was going to, and then I ended up making this little guy instead. So I have breakfast for in the morning, and this is actually really great with some bacon or some sausage. It's a really great breakfast as well as a dessert. And, sometimes you just don't want to feel like you're the only one not having cake. And most of the time for carnivores, you kind of get past that feeling left out and realizing that you can't have what other people are having. But sometimes you just need a cake. Sunday was my birthday and today is my carniversary and I want cake. So I get to have some cupcakes and I get to have this cake tomorrow. And it's got a really great ratio of fat to protein. So it's really kind of a health food. Right?
Oops.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to go have some more of our cake.
Yeah, I'm going to go make some bacon and put some bacon in these and have Oopsie bacon taco waffles.
That's awesome. I bet they'd be good with some cheese on them and stuff too, like for a more savory, like, you could put like some sausage and cream cheese in it maybe or something. It would be really good like that too.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.